Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Hang in there people, hang in there. We're getting closer and closer, you know. It's almost been a week since the international break officially started. It's Friday today. We've technically only got a week left before Chelsea are back in action or all the teams that you support come back to action. So we're getting there, almost halfway through. About to get to the other side very, very soon. Today's news is good though, and I bring some positive vibes, positive energy for all of you to absorb today because we have Erling Haaland news and we have an update on N'Golo Kante. Before we get into all of that though, I'm going to ask you guys, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Let's get cracking into today's nitty gritty. So, Erling Haaland. We'll start off with the big fish. We'll get to the small fish later. We'll have to start off with this because this is quite massive. We all had the question, if we go for Haaland, and we know he's got a release clause that triggers not next season, but the summer after next season. So not the summer window coming, the next one. Basically, he has a release clause that kicks in for £65 million, around 77 million euros or so, if I'm not mistaken, but 65 million quid. Borussia Dortmund are not going to wait until then. They're going to try and sell him this summer and try and get possibly triple that amount, you know? But we all had the question, how much is he going to cost? How much would Chelsea have to put down as a payment to get Erling Haaland to Stamford Bridge? How much would Man City have to put down if they wanted to bring him to the Etihad? How much would Real Madrid have to put down if they wanted to bring him to the Bernabeu? And all the other teams interested? Well, for us, we now have an answer. And it's here in living colour. And I have to say, I'm quite pleased, and I think if Roman Abramovich hears this, or I'm sure he has, but if he hears this, I'm sure he'll be reading it with a smile on his face. Let's get cracking into the news. Here it is. Here's the figure that Borussia Dortmund want for Erling Haaland. Haaland's yours for just £154 million. Borussia Dortmund set their price for Manchester United, City, Chelsea and giants of Europe to meet this summer, with a Premier League record fee needed to jump the queue before his £65 million release clause kicks in. It goes on to say Borussia Dortmund have reportedly set a staggering £154 million asking price for Erling Haaland this summer as they look to thwart off attempts to sign their star striker. The Norwegian forward has been sensational since arriving at Dortmund from RB Salzburg last January, scoring 49 goals in as many games, including 10 in 6 Champions League matches this season. With Dortmund struggling to qualify for next season's Champions League, the likes of Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Real Madrid and Barcelona are all on red alert, but ESPN report that Dortmund have set a premium of £154 million, equal to 180 million euros, for the 20-year-old, a year before a £65 million release clause kicks in. I'm buzzing at this. I love this. You want to know why? Because 154 million is less than what I thought. I honestly, if you asked me what I thought the price tag would be, I would have said around 180, 190, maybe even 200 million, because Borussia Dortmund are kind of in the driving seat here, despite the fact that they know they have to sell now before the release clause kicks in, because if they wait till then, they won't have a say. So I honestly thought they would try and up the fee and then try and negotiate. 154 million pounds though, Roman Abramovich would be looking at this and going, okay, get me the phone, yeah? Bish bash bosh, Borussia Dortmund. Hello, it's Roman Abramovich. Okay, you want 154? Here's 160. Keep the change. Because that is what we can do. That is what we can do. And I think Man City can do the same thing. I don't think Man United can do it. I hesitate about Real Madrid and Barcelona because of their financial situations, because of the way that Spanish football is heading at the moment in terms of money. It's not as pumped up as the Premier League, for say, in terms of what's been going on in the world. It seems like Spain have more financial issues than we do in this country. But Barcelona, Real Madrid, they're fan-owned clubs. You know, these are clubs that are ran by supporters, and to try and generate the funds, despite them being rich clubs, don't get me wrong, but to spend 160 million on one man, I'm not so sure if they're actually going to do that. So right now, I honestly see it as Manchester City, Chelsea, as the two frontline sides, the ones that have the most chance of getting Erling Haaland to their clubs. And Roman Abramovich, I don't think is going to hesitate. We know Chelsea will be going in for Erling Haaland this summer. That is a dead cert. That's an exclusive. We know that is happening. Chelsea will be making a bid. This is the price to pay. I think Roman can go 160. Keep the change. Let's do that. Hopefully, it gets Erling Haaland to Stamford Bridge and we get to see him in Chelsea blue. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. That would be absolutely amazing. I mean, did you hear that stat? 49 goals in 49 games. 10 goals in 6 Champions League matches. I mean, he scores more than one every game, theoretically. I mean, that's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. It's stupid, technically. It's dumb. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Absolute sensational striker. Fingers crossed it works out and we get him to Stamford Bridge. Now, if we divert our attention to the international break and what's been going on, we have news about N'Golo Kante, because N'Golo Kante picked up an injury. Yes, he picked up a flipping injury, and guess what injury it was? Well, you guessed it. It was a hamstring. Let's read the details. This was released by Chelsea themselves, so Chelsea FC, on their website, said this. Injured Kante to miss France games. The French Football Federation has announced that N'Golo Kante is returning to Chelsea, having suffered a small hamstring injury during France's game on Wednesday. The FFF confirmed the midfielder will miss their next 2 matches on Sunday in Kazakhstan and on Wednesday in Bosnia and Herzegovina, having felt hamstring pain in his left thigh late in the game against Ukraine at the Stade de France. Kante had clinical and radiological examinations on Thursday, which revealed a small lesion, and he is heading back to Chelsea today. So the injury isn't actually that bad. It's not a bad injury. He hasn't ripped his hamstring to stretch. He's done something to it, something very minor. He felt a bit of pain. France drew that game 1-1, so he didn't even benefit anything from it. But he's now flown back to London. He's with Chelsea, and he now has a good week or so until we play West Brom next Saturday. So not this Saturday coming, not tomorrow, but the one after that, we play against West Brom. There's a good chance that Kante will be available for that one. So it's nice that he's back at Chelsea already. He's left the French squad. He's back at Cobham. He's getting ready. And fingers crossed he doesn't get injuries. But look, this is the issue. This is the issue with the international break. And this is the issue with taking players that have an injury history. We've been so protective of N'Golo Kante. Tuchel, the medical staff, everyone at Chelsea have done so well, especially since Frank Lampard left, because Kante was played and then he'd get injured and then he'd come back, he'd play and then he'd get injured, and then there was a cycle going on. Tuchel made it clear that we need to protect him. Hence why we were seeing a lot of Jorginho Kovacic when Tuchel first arrived, and despite that working quite well, that was also a reason because of N'Golo Kante and just trying to make sure that he recovers, gets back to 100%, no more rushing him back, recover fully, get rid of this injury, let it disappear, right? Get you back to 100%, get you back at prime fitness, peak fitness, and start playing. And Tuchel and Chelsea have used him so well as of late. So well. We've maximised the usage out of Kante. We've rested him when we could afford to. We've rested him well. He's always come back and performed really well. And we're now beginning to see N'Golo Kante again. The prime N'Golo Kante. The Kante that was unbelievable at Leicester. The Kante that was unbelievable at Chelsea when he first arrived. That Kante. We've been seeing that Kante under Thomas Tuchel. But Tuchel said it himself. We need to make sure that he's protected and he gets rid of all of these little injuries that keep propping up. Now he goes off to the French squad. Boom! Injury. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I think, in terms of Didier Deschamps, the French manager, he knows N'Golo Kante and what he's been going through. There was absolutely no reason to call him up. And even if he doesn't call him up, I know N'Golo Kante would personally be unhappy at that, but he'd understand. He would understand that he's just not there yet in terms of playing so regularly. And now he's picked up a little hamstring strain, nothing too serious, thankfully, but it does start asking questions in your head. It really does start popping up in the mind of, oh, what happens now? You know, what if he recovers and then he plays against West Brom and boom, his hamstring just explodes, you know? Not literally, but you know what I mean. He gets a serious hamstring. Again, it's just, it's an issue. It's an issue, and there was no need for France to call him up as far as I'm concerned. Especially this early. It's the first round of games for the World Cup qualifiers. For me, there was just no need to call up N'Golo Kante. At least for the benefit of Kante, rather than just the team, despite the French team having stacked amount of midfielders. France have loads of midfielders. Again, more the reason why there was no need to call him up. Obviously, national team managers don't really think about the clubs. They couldn't care less. They care about their own teams. They want to try and get all the best players. But if Chelsea give you the feedback, and if Kante and his history proves that he's just not there yet, why risk him? Why risk him? You know, I can understand if it's a game where it's a must. This game against Ukraine and the upcoming ones are not musts. You have the squad. Utilise your squad. It's as simple as that. But anyway, Kante's back at Cobham. He's recovering. We'll see what goes down. Let me know what you think in the comment section below in relation to Erling Haaland and the asking price of £154 million from Borussia Dortmund. What do you think Chelsea should do? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And what do you think about N'Golo Kante and this minor hamstring issue, which again, thankfully is not serious. Hopefully he'll be fit enough for West Brom. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. Much appreciated. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/YTF for more extra exclusive Younes Talks Football content. And check out my YTF podcast clips channel, which you can find now right here. That is the direction, right? I hope I'm pointing correctly. If not, this is in the mud. But anyway, hit the link now to check out that channel and check out the clips that I've released. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care and peace.